If form is emptiness made you nihilistic, mystical, or insufferably vague, congratulations, you've been scammed by woo or word literalism. The Heart Sutra isn't a perfume to mist over confusion. It's a blade that severs the neck of false solidity. It doesn't tell you nothing is real. It tells you nothing is independently, permanently self-defined, real, and that's why anything works at all. Your body, your grief, your coffee, your calendar, everything only shows up through causes, parts, and concepts. That's emptiness, not a cosmic void, a design spec for phenomena. Avalokiteshvara looks at the five aggregates: form, feeling, perception, formations, consciousness, and calls them empty, not absent, empty of own nature. You can punch a wall. The bruise is not hallucination, but try to find the bruise's fixed essence. You won't. It's process, tissue damage, plus signals, plus naming, plus memory, plus attention. Like a rainbow, undeniable when conditions align, ungraspable when you reach. The sutra's move is brutal. If you cling to thingness, you suffer. If you deny function, you go stupid. Middle way. Use forms, don't worship them. Avalokiteshvara looks at the five aggregates: form, feeling, perception, formations, consciousness, and calls them empty, not absent, empty of own nature. You can punch a wall. The bruise is not hallucination, but try to find the bruise's fixed essence. You won't. It's process, tissue damage plus signals plus naming plus memory plus attention. Like a rainbow, undeniable when conditions align, ungraspable when you reach. The sutra's move is brutal. If you cling to thingness, you suffer. If you deny function, you go stupid. Middle way. Use forms, don't worship them. Why the aggression? Because most people use emptiness to dodge life or to cosplay wisdom. The sutra detonates both. It takes everything sacred, self-senses, truths, attainments, and says no, not to erase them, but to unfreeze them. The no is surgery. After the cut, the organ still works without the tumor of inherentness. If that sounds abstract, it's not. It changes how you love, less clutching, how you work, less identity tax, how you fight, less demon making, and how you die, less drama. So here's the contract for this series. We kill the woo and the cynicism. You'll get a mechanical reading you can test. Form is emptiness equals composition plus dependence plus designation. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not elsewhere. It is exactly how form exists and functions. Walang halos, no incense. Just a text that wants to pry your fingers off reality's throat so reality can breathe, and so can you. I'm silent flame. Bring your favorite certainty. We'll put it under the knife. The sutra's first kill shot, the aggregates. You aren't a pebble, you're a pile. Form, body, stuff, feeling tone, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, perception, patterning, formations, intentions, habits, consciousness, knowing. These aren't metaphysical trivia, they're the cogs of experience. And call the heap self, and you'll spend your life litigating continuity. See the heap as assembled, and you start negotiating wisely. Maintain the parts that reduce harm, replace the ones that don't. Stop worshipping the logo called I. Why empty? Because each aggregate is dependent on causes, composite, made of parts, and designated, named by mind. Change any tier and the appearance shifts. feeling tone flips with glucose. Perception changes with context. Habits rewire with training. Consciousness dances with attention. The heap is reliable enough to function, unstable enough to free. That's emptiness with teeth. It justifies training, not fatalism. Note the sutra's grammar. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Two errors to avoid. Error 1, reductionism. Only emptiness is real. Wrong. You will still pay rent. Error 2, reification. Turning emptiness into a ghost substance behind things. Wrong. Emptiness is not another thing. It's the absence of inherent thingness, the way a triangle is empty of four sides. No woo, just constraints. Run a drill. Pick one identity you cling to, the smart one, the empath, the leader. List the aggregate mix that makes it show: body state, sleep, feelings, pleasant appraisal, perception habits, spotting patterns, formations, prepare, speak, consciousness, spotlight. Tweak one variable, sleep more, speak later. Notice self-image wobble. That wobble isn't doom, it's proof of emptiness and your agency. You can chant poetry forever, or you can run tests to verify form is emptiness. Try 3 blades on anything you take as solid. Blade 1, parts test. Find a phone's essence. Screen, battery, software, cloud IDs. Remove parts. The phone degrades by increments. There is no single core you can point to and say, phone itself. What remains is function labeled by mind. That's emptiness by composition. Blade 2, causes test. Trace dependencies, mines, factories, shipments, code, electricity, fingers, attention. Pull one, cause chain, the device fails. Objects are events stabilized by conditions. That's emptiness by dependence. Blade 3, concept test, flip designation. This phone can be camera, flashlight, addiction, crime scene, lifeline, depending on use. The same assembly is many things by concept. That's emptiness by naming. Now apply to pain. Where's the pain's essence? Nerves, appraisal, memory, prediction. Tear the stack apart and you find no single tyrant, just contributory processes. Does that make pain unreal? Number. It makes it treatable. Change posture, change breath, change story, change behavior. Form is emptiness, abolishes doom and authorizes intervention. Notice what the sutra doesn't say. It never claims nothing matters. It says nothing has independent mattering. Mattering comes from relations, vows, purposes, contexts. This is why compassion fits the Heart Sutra like a glove. If selves are assembled, suffering is editable. If suffering is editable, ethics is rational. Emptiness isn't a vibe, it's the only metaphysics that justifies work. People get drunk on the first half and crash into the second. Everything's empty, cool, nothing matters. The sutra slaps back. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not elsewhere. It's the way forms exist right now. If you separate them, you invent a spooky backstage called the void and missed dinner, deadlines, and dying parents. Think fire and heat. Heat isn't behind fire, it is fire's way of being. Likewise, emptiness isn't behind the cup, it's the cup's way of being. By parts, causes, names. That means functionality is preserved. Empty cups still hold water. Empty contracts still bind. Empty bodies still need sleep. The Heart Sutra unfreezes essence while protecting function. That's the anti-nihilism clause. So why the sutra's avalanche of negations? No eye, ear, nose, no ignorance, no end of ignorance, and no suffering, origin, cessation path. To detonate reification, we turn teachings into idols. 4 noble truths become things we clutch. I becomes an essence we worship or fear. The sutra's no is a solvent. It dissolves the glue that makes concepts feel intrinsically real. After the wash, the concepts still work. You just stopped kneeling to them. Drill, pick a problem. Name the function, not the essence. Not my partner is cold, but we lack repair signals. Not I am anxious, but my prediction system overfires. Now adjust conditions, sleep, boundaries, conversation time. If change moves the needle, your problem was empty in the sutra's sense. Emptiness is form, means results count. If your emptiness kills action, it isn't wisdom, it's avoidance dressed as Zen. The most offensive line, no attainment and no non-attainment. Isn't the whole point to attain awakening? Here's the trap. When you solidify attainment, you create a seeker self that chases a future essence, and then you practice grasping with a halo on. The sutra detonates that loop. When you examine attainment, you find the same emptiness triple: parts, skills, insights, habits, causes, teachers, effort, conditions, designation. I call this awakening. There is no single nugget called enlightenment itself you can bag. What you can do is cultivate causes that reduce delusion and increase compassion, then designate the ongoing function, wisdom. No attainment is a mercy. It kills perfectionism and guru theatre. No non-attainment prevents fatalism. Practice remains, but the idol you chase dissolves. This is not semantic games. It repairs motivation. Train because reducing harm is inherently valuable, not because you'll win a gold Buddha. Evaluate by impact. Less compulsive clinging, faster repair, wider compassion under pressure. If those don't move, your sutra practice is cosplay. If they do, stop asking, am I there yet? That question is a reification bug. Update your metric. Am I useful yet? Drill, end sessions by removing the word attain. Replace with verbs: see, release, act, repair, include. The mind that needs a badge can't hold emptiness. The mind that serves can. Heart Sutra speed runs a demolition list. No eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. No forms, sounds, smells. No ignorance, no end of ignorance. No suffering, origin, cessation, path. Why? Because your brain fetishizes concepts and categories, then suffers under its own bookkeeping. The list isn't denying conventional reality, it's denying inherent reality. It's a guided de-reification exercise. Say the names, watch them empty, keep the functions, apply it to your day. No enemy. Does your critic vanish? Number the category drops its demon wings. A person with conditions remains. No failure. Does the bankruptcy evaporate? Number A ledger remains, freed of metaphysical shame, so you can negotiate. No, I can't. Does the limit disappear? Number A skill gap remains, trainable. This is the sutra's practical core. Delete essence, keep data, change conditions. Tie it to nervous system literacy. Perception is inference under uncertainty. The mind fills in, then the fill-ins harden into things: self, enemy, sin, attainment. The sutra hacks that pipeline. Repeat, no until glue dissolves. Then choose based on cause-effect, not category idolatry. If your emptiness practice doesn't make you faster at ungluing harmful labels, you don't have a practice, you have slogans. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. People turn this into sonic glitter. Keep the rhythm, add a map, gate, go, leave the default reification, notice thingness in real time, gate, go again, catch the seeker self reifying emptiness, drop that too. Paragate, go beyond, see dependencies, parts, labels across both self and world. No essence anywhere, function everywhere. Parasamgate, go together beyond. Extend the seeing to others. Emptiness implies interbeing, which implies Ethics, Bodhisvaha. Wisdom, Amen. Don't crown it. Act, chant as cadence, if you like, but pair each bead with a move. Unfreeze, unchase, map dependencies, include others, do the next helpful thing. The mantra is a protocol, not a spell. If you exit without an action item, you stopped at music. A 4-step anti-woo protocol. Contact, name the form, state the literal, email with bad news, pulse 110, partner quiet. No stories yet. You're looking at form, emptiness, scan, parts, causes, concepts, list, parts, physiology, words, timings, causes, sleep, context, history, concepts, failure, attack, watch solidity drop as complexity shows. Keep the function. Function first. What works here? Ask, given these conditions, what reduces harm and increases clarity? That's emptiness is form. Use the situation without idolizing or denying it. Compassion, constraint, include others. Check your plan against interdependence. If they're also empty of essence, your action must avoid demon-making and self-erasure. Choose the move that repairs the web, even a millimeter. Daily micro drills, 1 no deletion per morning, no enemy person with conditions, 1 dependence map at lunch, 3 causes behind a problem, 1 designation flip in the afternoon. This meeting is not hell, it's practice in concise speech. 1 compassion act before bed repair or relief. If emptiness doesn't make you steadier, kinder, more surgical, throw out your teacher, not the sutra. Form is emptiness, isn't a thought to admire. It's a habit to install. When the mind stops gluing essences onto events, reality stops sticking back. That's not mystical, that's friction reduction. I'm silent flame. Keep the poetry if it helps you breathe, but keep the mechanics or you'll drown in pretty words. The Heart Sutra didn't come to tuck you in. It came to cut you out of what you keep mistaking for yourself.